Hi, my name is Ivan Triago. Today is March 21st. I'm interviewing Joe Palantino, the instructional lab supervisor for Valencia East Campus. Alright, so how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Alright, so I just got a couple questions about your profession here.
Okay.
Alright. So what is your current job title position and how long have you been in this role?
It is, I just got changed to teaching lab supervisor / faculty. So I manage the East Campus Fitness Center and I teach classes in physical education.
Alright. And how did you land this position here?
I used to work here part-time adjuncting, teaching the strength trainings when I was going to school. And I left here in about 2008-ish, went to work at a hospital wellness center. And then when I was over there, the full-time faculty here called me and said there was a position opening if I'd be interested. So I applied, went through the process, was hired.
Very nice. All right. So what major did you take in college and what degrees did you get?
So exercise science and health promotion was master's degree, and then bachelor's was sports and exercise science.
Oh, okay.
So exercise science in both, but then they just name them differently.
That's what I'm gonna take actually.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
What do you enjoy the most about your job?
Teaching or instructing. The industry itself. Even the faculty and staff I deal with, they have their PhDs, their education doctorates in various different subject matters, but most people are probably below middle school as far as knowledge of fitness and health because there's so much myth and nonsense out there. And if you think about it, you've got K through 12, let's do K through college, right? How many reading courses, how many writing courses, how many math courses do you take every year? How many history courses do you take every year? It's like every year you take them. How many nutrition classes do you take? How many strength training classes do you take? Not PE where you go out and play games, where you actually learn strength training theory, where you actually learn about nutrition.
Yeah.
You might have a chapter in one health class somewhere 1 year out of high school.
Right.
Right?
And
so
they're all electives. They're not...
Exactly. They're not mandatory. So it shouldn't be surprising that most people are ignorant on the actual subject. And there's so much misinformation out there that it's absolutely ridiculous.
You're right. And that can explain like the obesity rates and all that too.
Yeah.
So if we don't tell people how to deal with their bodies.
Yeah, and it's, the information that is given is based on, it's kind of snapshotted, or they just pick and choose certain stats or certain modalities that they can make fit their paradigm.
Right.
And they leave out the majority of what's actually going on.
Yeah.
In most of the stuff these days. It's money. It's about money. You're trying to sell a product. You're trying to sell a workout. You're trying to sell this that'll work faster, better than everything else. But that's not possible for every single person because everybody's an individual and everybody requires different type of approach.
Right. And there's a lot of products that are just, 25 grams of protein, but people don't know exactly what protein means. And
whether it's complete protein, how much is too much protein,
right,
all that stuff. Yeah,
that's good. All right. What do you think is something that somebody as yourself, an instructor, telling people about nutrition, helping people, what is something that they need to have, like a character that they need to have
that is doing my job? So teaching people about nutrition and exercise, like a characteristic. So patience, passion for the actual subject. This would be teaching anybody anything, really.
Right.
And you have to be able to apply and kind of act the part, so to speak. So it's hard for you to tell other people what to do if you're not doing it.
All right. That's good. All right. What is your least favorite part of your job?
The administrative duties, meetings, that kind of nonsense.
Right.
Yeah, budget stuff. I mean, it has to be done, but there's a lot of administrative stuff where you're in hurry up and wait mode because you're waiting on somebody else to do something
Mm-hmm.
that you could have done, but it's not your job. It's not that you don't want to do it. You can't do it because you're, it's somebody else's job that they're supposed to do. It's just, hurry up and wait most of the time.
Okay, definitely. I didn't think about that. So what was kind of your path to here? What jobs did you take? How did you start straight out of college?
Gotcha. Well, I started before I got into the bachelor degree program. So I was actually a student here. So I moved up from Sarasota. I was actually a student here. And then I got a job working at this fitness center in a program that doesn't exist anymore. It was a grant program. It was physically adaptive physical education. So community members and students that had some type of chronic disease or disability, people with spinal cord injuries, closed head trauma, stroke, heart attack. It was like a rehab setting. They were cleared from PT, but they had permanent loss of function due to whatever condition they had. They would have a physical therapist come in and design the workout, and then the student assistants, which is what I was, a fitness assistant, would work with those individuals.
Okay.
So started doing that, and then went to fitness center supervisor, which that position doesn't exist anymore. And then went from there to adjuncting.
What's that?
All this. Adjunct is teaching.
Teaching, okay.
Right. So I started teaching the weight training because you just needed a bachelor's degree and not a master's degree. Certain courses you need a master's degree to teach, and others you can do what's called alternative credentialing. So yoga. There's no master's degrees in yoga. So if you have a yoga certification, you can teach yoga. Right. The strength training, though, required at least a bachelor's degree, and then everything else requires a master's degree.
All right.
So I just started teaching the stuff that you needed the bachelor's degree for.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The bachelor's degree of sports and science, or
Yeah, in the industry related field. So you would also have to have the accompanying certifications for whatever you're teaching. So if it's strength training, 1 or 2, you would be expected to have some type of strength training certification, whether it's a personal training, strength and conditioning coach, weightlifting certification, something along those lines. Just like yoga, you would be expected to have a certain level of yoga certifications, kickboxing, stuff like that. What are some other deals? Kickboxing, they had dance aerobics back at the time. You would obviously have to have some type of group exercise certification for that as well.
Okay. All right. Do you know what you would need to be like an athletic trainer in a high school?
An athletic trainer is different from personal training. So athletic training, in high school, you would have to be a licensed athletic trainer.
Okay.
And that's a different path than the exercise science. And it's a different program.
Okay. Yeah, because now in athletic training, now it's a master's program. They can't even, there's no bachelor's anymore.
Right.
So my path my choice would be to get sports and science, exercise, and then do the master's athletic training.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you think that's a good?
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can use the ATC, the athletic training certification, to go certain places that you can't with just strength and conditioning certifications, because it's a licensure. It's a state or national, I'm not sure which one, licensure opposed to a national certification.
Okay.
So licensure is usually like nursing. You have to be licensed. Right. It's not a nursing certification. You have a home health aid certification that's lower than, say, an RN or a nurse, because there's licensure involved.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a lawyer having to pass the bar examination.
All right. And what kind of jobs would I be able to get with just a sports and science bachelor's degree?
Providing you get the accompanying certifications, right? Depending on which area you focus on, because I believe they have
coaching and then human performance.
Right. So, which one are you looking?
More of the human performance one.
Human performance. So, personal training, instruction. If you do human performance and go towards and get certifications in special populations, there might be some rehab jobs available.
like in hospitals and
Right, hospital
orthopedic.
wellness centers, yeah, because special populations are usually where the money is, usually the people with the most disposable income. Seniors are considered a special population, even if they have no disease or disability.
Right.
So they're usually the ones that have the most disposable income. Hospital wellness centers usually focus on that population.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much everything I have. Thank you
Okay.
so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
It was nice to meet you.
You too, man.
Yeah, if you have any questions, just stop by.